Hey guys, Mark here with Walter's World, and we're in Venice, Italy, one of the most beautiful towns, cities in Europe. Definitely a place you have to come check out if you're here. Now, just like everywhere you go, there's going to be stuff you're going to love about Venice. I mean, just look. I mean, this is a back alley street, beautiful stuff to see, but there's also going to be things you're not going to like. So that's what today's video is, the 5 things you're going to love and hate, or at least not like so much about coming to visit Venice. Now, what are the 5 things you're not going to like? First thing, guys, Venice, there's only about 60, 70,000 people that actually live here, but there's about 500,000 people here a day. Well, not that many, but there's a lot. And basically what you're not going to like is, number one, the tourist hordes. Guys, going to San Marco, going around, all these things, the place is packed. You're going to be like a sardine on the Rialto, all kinds of things. But the thing is, it's so beautiful, you don't mind so much. But that's the thing that's going to bother you, though. There are a lot of tourist hordes, so there's a lot, tourist prices and all the stuff that goes along with it, pickpockets, all these things. There's a lot of that here because of the tourist hordes. So that's the first thing you're not going to like. Second thing you're not going to like is a lot of people come to Italy and they just go to Venice and they say, well, Italian food's not that good. Guys, it's because you're coming to Venice. It's a tourist location. You don't get the best things. I mean, the pizza here is about this size. Pizza in Italy is about this big, not this big. Okay, so you're not going to get really good Italian food. Sometimes you can find one if you get out of the touristy areas, but that's the problem, is you're not going to have the best Italian food in Venice. So go a little bit out of Venice, Vicenza, Padova, whatever, you're going to have better Italian food there than you will have in Venice. Okay, so that's why Italian food gets kind of a bad rap when you're coming from Venice. But they do have some good dishes here, so you might get lucky. Okay, the third thing you're not going to like about it is sometimes there is flooding. I mean, Venice is sinking into the water's coming up, and when there's the high tide, certain times, literally you have to walk on platforms to get around places, and certain times that can kind of put a hamper on your vacation. But it is kind of a cool thing to do, to be walking above the ground and 3 feet of water and all kinds of stuff. But this town is sinking, and you have to deal with the flooding sometimes, and the smell that comes along with that, and those kind of things. The fourth thing you're not going to like about coming to Venice is it is expensive to stay in Venice. A lot of people stay out in Mestre and other towns and then come in here for day trips because it is significantly cheaper to stay off the island than actually in Venice. But if you do stay in Venice, you get basically the town to yourself at night, even in the summer, and it is a beautiful place to be. The fifth thing you're not going to like about Venice is when you're walking around, there's all these little back roads and stuff, and it's very easy to get lost. And if you're going to try to get somewhere, if you're trying to meet someone at the Rialto or get back for a train, you can easily get lost and not figure your way back out, which can be a problem. Okay, so the 5 things you're not going to like about Venice. 1, the tourist hordes that are here and all the stuff that goes along with it. 2, the bad food you're going to get here. Well, it's not bad, it's just not as good as Italian food usually is because of all the tourist stuff. 3, hey buddy. 3, the flooding that we have here. Okay, my buddy here, he's had a big day here in Venice, so he's just taking a little nap on me. Okay, the flooding that does happen in parts of the year, that's gonna, can take a little bit of fun out of seeing the city for you. 4, it's expensive to stay on the island, and 5, getting lost, and especially if you get someplace, it can get hard to be unlost. Those are the 5 things you're not gonna like. Now, what are the 5 things you're gonna love about coming to Venice? Remember that 5th thing you're not gonna like about getting lost? Well, the thing is, you're gonna love it if you have time, because getting lost and going in the back alleys and back streets and the canals and walking over everything in Venice is amazing. You will fall in love walking around all kinds of stuff. It is really cool just to wander and get lost, find a little piazza, have your own little spritz con aperol, whatever. Okay, that is the first thing you're gonna love. Second thing you're gonna love is when you go to Piazza San Marco, the Basilica San Marco, and the Bell Tower and the Ducal Palace and all these things. It is truly amazing. Just the cinema, just being there, taking it all in with the pigeons all over you and all kinds of stuff. The water right there, the gondolas, all these things. That is really cool. Okay, just off that. So the Piazza San Marco. The third thing I love is getting around by boat. You have our little gondola there, guys. And the gondola stuff, it is expensive, but it is kind of cool. So it is definitely worth taking. If you got the money, do it at least once so you can say, hey, I took a gondola right here. But getting around on water, it is kind of cool and all these things. Fourth thing you're going to love about here is, though they have the tourist hordes, you can still find your own little back alleys, your back canals, your own little piazza to have your own little Venice moment. That is what's really cool. And the 5th thing you're going to love about it is Venice is a great city for romance, the atmosphere, all kinds of stuff with the museums, the churches, the canals, all these things. Just the atmosphere and romance of this city and all the cool stuff that goes with it. Like I said, like the museums and the churches make it a great place to come. One of the top 10 cities to come see in Europe. So what are the 5 things you love about Venice? 1, wandering the back ways, even though it might make you a little tired. 2, taking the Piazza San Marco with the beautiful basilica and just the whole square. It's just amazing. 3, getting around by boat and all the water all around, which is just something you're not used to, and it's just really cool. 4, even though there's a tourist horde, you can still find your own little Venice. And number 5 that you're going to love here is the romance and the atmosphere of the city, because guys, Venice is love and it is beautiful and you're going to love it here. So if you want to learn more about Venice or traveling in Italy, learn Italian, all kinds of other stuff, check us out at our website, www.waltersworld.com. And I'm going to go back and enjoy my own little part of Venice. Bye.